Good morning, welcome to the next podcast of Collier-talks cricket memorabilia. Hope you've had a good week. It's a breezy day here down in Mitcham, so without further ado we'll crack on with what's arrived this week. There's a few bits turned up this week that I've been waiting for a while, but to start off, we got next weekend we've got the Knights auction, and this latest catalogue's arrived. I think it was Friday night, Friday afternoon I think it turned up, so really pleased to get hold of that. There's plenty of bits in there for your interest. Yeah, some nice bits and pieces there. The belts are back in fashion again there, so we've got plenty of belts there, late 19th century belts, a bit of Lambeth ware there. So anyway, that's Night's auction, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday next weekend. And at the end there, if you get right to the end there, you can get a free tank of petrol, which is great. Anyway, onwards and upwards, I digress. What else has arrived this week? We've got the Cricket Society, that's arrived this week in the news bulletin, the monthly news bulletin, March, April 2026. All sorts of bits and pieces there. I did mention the meeting with Andy Moles a couple of weeks ago that I went to, so there's a few bits and pieces in there and some more meetings coming up. Very good society to be involved with. And also coming this week was the 150th catalogue of the Cricket Memorabilia Society. Fantastic society to be involved with, especially if you're a cricket memorabilia collector. Gives you all sorts of information. Richard Brown's done a nice piece of membership matters, going back over some old catalogues and what have you, magazines over the years. There's the one from Lords there, which is not long ago. R.E.S. Wyatt reading one of the first CMS magazines. Don Bradman was one of the first patrons. Nice bit from Michael down there on Tony Lawton. What have we got in here? I've got one of my own in here, I think. Phil Lloyd's done a nice bit on the auctions. There's a very successful auction at Leicester a few weeks ago, so they're onwards and upwards, the auction. A lot of work involved in there, so great work there from the boys on the auction front. And Martin Chardon's done a nice bit there with John Arlott. What else we got here? Jeff Wells said he's just going to write another book on pub stuff. He's got some bits and pieces there on his tour to Australia and Sri Lanka, New Zealand. What else have we got? We got rare early autograph sheets and what have you there. Jerry Morley. My bit was actually my first meeting I put in there, so that was my first meeting back at the Oval in 2002, so quite a long time ago now. So that's the latest Cricket Memorabilia Society. Great to be involved with, I have to say. Plenty of information every week and what have you on the website and the X channel, so get joining. So anyway, bits that have arrived this week which are fantastic, I've got to say. Now for the deltiologists of us, we've got some postcards. I've linked them in with all the other postcards that I've got as well, some of them, which goes up to about 2,000 now, so it's coming along nicely. But what arrived this week was a nice one there of Clifton College. Not sure about, just about 1909, something like that. That one's a bit on there, but I can't read the stamp. So 1909 there. Of course, I've got another one, same view, but slightly different playing area there. Playing teams. I think I've got 3 matches, certainly 3 matches going on in that one. And it looks like about 3 on that one, but as you can see, different cards there. And another Clifton College one here was a Bodyline Books one, which is a limited edition with A.E.J. Collins' big score on there. This is number 345 of 628. So nice one. There's Mr. Collins in the middle there. So nice one there. It's got Clifton College first 11 1902 on the back of there. So there's a sort of a nice little set going there for Clifton College. So that got me going on the other bits and pieces I've got on the school front, or the college front. This one's Fett's College, Edinburgh. Nice one there. That's arrived about a year ago, I think. That was a nice one, Fett's one there. probably about 1900, something like that. And then we've got a nice one here. What's this one? Ferndon School in Hazelmere, Surrey, which is nearly one of my old haunts down there. About 1900 again, this one. This is a Buchanan and Co. Croydon, that one. Hazelmere down in Surrey, on the Hampshire border, really, that school. A nice one here. We've got Christchurch, Oxford. Nice coloured one there. What have we got here? A couple more to go. We've got the Cricket Pavilion, the Sibford School, which I think is near Banbury, that one. Nice photograph there of the boys. About 90, oh, that's got 1907 on that one, on the postcode. And then we've got a couple more there. We've got Dulwich College. Played one of my games for the YCs there. That's a, what is that? Yeah, Dulwich. Oh, that's a Raphael Tuck postcard. And the last one, this one's from Calcutta. What have we got? We've got St Saviour's College, Calcutta. Unsure of the date of that one. Probably going to be early 20th century. So a nice one there. Calcutta. And then a nice one here. We've got Alec, signed Alec Stewart photograph there. I think it's a magazine sort of college, but nice signature there of Alec getting his 200s in Barbados in '94. As you've seen before, we've got the we've got a signed stump there from the match, which one of the famous victories after he'd come out of Trinidad, getting all out for nothing. And there's the bat that Alec used there, which I got him to sign for me a couple of seasons ago. I'll keep a bit of bubble wrap on there just to try and keep the rubber on there, but it's a bit of a vain attempt. I think I might have to take that off and replace it. So there's Alec's bat from '94. We got 118, 143. There's another nice little mini bat there, which has got a brass plaque on it, 118, 143, signed by Alec there. That's a nice little mini bat there. And then also I did get Alec to sign, well, I kept all the tickets from the match, because we rode there on a tour with the Surrey Vagrants. And Alec signed all the match tickets for me. So I've got 5 there. He signed them all for me, so that's great. Nice little memento there of the match in Barbados. So really pleased to keep hold of those 5 tickets. There's a red one sneaking in behind there. There's a red one. So nice little memento there. And then I've also got down on the wall downstairs is the Jack Russell print, limited edition print of the match. This is coming out of his Art of Jack Russell book there, and that's the print there hanging on my wall downstairs. First time we'd won in Barbados since about 1935, I think, when R.E.S. White's team went over there. So that's quite a nice moment in history it's got there with Barbados '94. And that's the final wicket scene there. We were up in the 3W stand, which we named the Alec Stewart stand, as he was a member of a Tiffin school that some of the boys were on. And with that come the certificate of authenticity. So the print is number 326 out of 350. So there's the scorecard there. Great memories, I've got to say. A fantastic test match. Anyway, one of the really nicest things that's turned up for a long time, I think, this one. He's got a bit of Keith Miller stuff here. First of all, we've got a lovely signed photograph there, of Keith. And that's got on the bottom there, "Thanks for your wonderful souvenir. Best wishes, Keith Miller, Oval, 1956. That's a lovely signature there. Lovely item that is, I've got to say. Very pleased with that when it turns up. And then, what have we got here? The other things that were in that little lot as well was this lovely print of a pencil sketch by Vera Brown. this one. Vera Brown come from nearly Ely in Cambridgeshire, and it's obviously come in one lot or whatever. And this is a letter sent to Vera Brown. And what date have we got on there? 1946. So she was a bit of an artist. Can't find much out about her on the internet, but she was pretty proficient of what she did, I've got to say. So nice bit of correspondence there, and that's that lovely print of the pencil sketch that Vera done. And also with that came a couple of lovely Reuters photographs. One there of Keith, nice one there, and then of Keith Don. I'm not quite sure if that's just on board ship or not, but there's Keith there, probably 1948, that one. So nice one there. So I'm very pleased to get all of those, I have to say. A bit of a bargain bucket there. So I'm really pleased with the bits that have turned up this week. The other thing that turned up was my first, or probably the only one, is a Bill Shankly signature on the 1940, well, it's about 1949, that one. It's in Biro. Biro's come over to England about in the mid 1940s, so this is 1949, so it's a nice signature there of Bill Shankly, the great Bill Shankly. Could do with him coming back at Liverpool now, I've got to say. Anyway, well, I hope you've enjoyed that one. It's been quite a long one this week, and some fantastic bits and pieces involved in it. So have a good time at nights. Hope you get the bits you want, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.